What's going on, Mullen fam? Back with another video. Hope y'all enjoying y'all's weekend and being safe out there. This is a late video, obviously. I found myself going across some data points in the 10K filing that was released from Mullen Automotive on Friday and wanted to share with you all some information in regards to Mullen Automotive's total net loss for the year 2022 and why it should be a lot less than that. I also want to mention to you all why I chose to bag hold Mullen Automotive stock the entire year of 2022 and why I'm still confident in this stock to be very successful in the long run. Like and subscribe for more Mullen updates coming from me, and let's get right into it. On Mullen Automotive's 10K filing under results of operations, it states the net loss before income taxes being over $700 million. I know a lot of people saw that and automatically panicked, but if you look at these points here, it said majority of these net income losses came from warrant liabilities, which we're going to talk about in this video. It says reevaluation of warrant liabilities at 122 million. Then also other financing costs, initial recognition of warrant liabilities at 484 million. So those are huge numbers that can contribute to reporting a 700 million net loss for the company. But does it really count? And keep in mind, this 484 million is under other financing costs, initial recognition of warrant liabilities. Pay attention to these details now. Net cash used in operating activities was 65.8 million in the 12 months ended September 30, 2022, an increase from 17.5 million net cash used in the 12 months ended September 30, 2021. Increase. Net losses for the year ended September 30, 2022 were 740 million, offset by non-cash operating activities of 484 million, financing loss on warrants, and 122.8 on reevaluation of warrant liabilities, stock-based compensation for employees, directors, and consultants totaled $43.7 million. So guys, that $484 million associated with the warrants was offset due to it being a non-cash operating activity. And check this out. As of March 31st, 2022, non-cash expenses are business expenses that do not require the expenditure of cash. There are 4 types of non-cash expenses: depreciation, depletion, amortization, and deferred charges. Non-cash expenses are recorded as expenses on the income statement, but they do not have an effect on the cash flow. Now, Investor Place put out an article about a week or so ago telling Mullen stock fans to mark your calendars for January 24th. Mullen stock investors should keep their eyes on this catalyst. And this is due to an upcoming securities purchase agreement for preferred shares on January 24th. They say a short squeeze interest in any stock is a big enough near-term catalyst to focus on for investors. However, it's Mullen's upcoming $90 million payout of preferred stock over Q1 that has many investors excited. Essentially, as part of a debt-to-equity swap undertaken last year, Mullen amended its securities purchase agreement to include convertible notes instead of preferred stock and warrants. That said, a second amendment of this agreement stipulated that $90 million will be paid out to investors in the form of Series D preferred shares on January 24th and February 24th. According to the most recent amendment, investors will be able to purchase these preferred shares at a price no higher than $1.27 with a floor of 10 cents. Accordingly, demand for Mullen stock may increase in the coming weeks, depending on the number of investors looking to take part. So that is considered bullish that these investors will be able to purchase preferred shares of Muln Automotive stock at the set prices. But why? It says preferred stock is attractive as it usually offers higher fixed income payments than bonds with a lower investment per share. Preferred stockholders also have a priority claim over common stocks for dividend payments and liquidation proceeds. Its price is usually more stable than common stock. Also, preferred stocks rise in price when interest rates fall and fall in price when interest rates rise. The yield generated by a preferred stock's dividend payments becomes more attractive as interest rates fall, which causes investors to demand more of the stock and bid up its market value. And as I mentioned in previous videos, guys, the interest rates are starting to fall and inflation slowing coming in the year of 2023. And it says, but a steady decline in rates the past 2 months have convinced more economists that rates could level off through early 2023, bearing an economic downturn. So the $90 million payout in preferred stock for investors is bullish for the stock. And also that $484 million out of the overall $740 million in net loss does not have an effect on Muln Automotive's cash flow ending the fiscal year September 30, 2022. As far as this information tells me. Also, another thing to know about the $484 million loss that's being accounted towards the total net loss for Muln Automotive is that the loss ultimately arises from the scenario you described where the warrant becomes in the money and requires issuing shares below market value. However, whether or not the warrant is currently in the money, it has value and constitutes a liability to the company based on the probability that it will go in the money and by how much. This is what mark to market means and is similar to exchange traded call options. The loss corresponds to an increase in value of the warrants from one quarter to the next, generally due to either a rise in the market price of the stock or a rise in its expected volatility. Now for the grand finale, why I chose to bag hold Muln Automotive stock all the way down. I haven't told you guys, but my average is actually over $1. Yes, I've been holding Muln Automotive through the trenches with a lot of you guys out there. I know there's still some people out there that are over $1. And I've been holding on Muln Automotive because I noticed something going on with the stock. What I noticed was extreme manipulation and price suppression on Muln Automotive stock, and that shorts were definitely taking advantage of a bear market on this stock and the EV sector as a whole. But also what I did notice and what you guys have heard me talk about is this weekly chart. Look at the TTM squeeze. It is about to break green here. The RSI is up and the MACD has been green ever since Hindenburg Research had put out the short report with accusations, true or false, against Muln Automotive stock. Then that's when they open a short position. Also to notice the Bollinger Bands. These Bollinger Bands are very tight right now on the stock as it gets ready to push up in a squeeze. The last time the Bollinger Bands was tight and finally opened up was back here, and you see what type of move that was. Look at how tight the Bollinger Bands are now. The MACD has consistently stayed in the green over all these months, and the TTM squeeze is about to break green. And as I tell you guys, throughout all the manipulation on the stock, the chart tells a story. It tells you what happened in the past, and it gives you an idea of what's to come. Take a look at BBBY's weekly TTM squeeze. You can see that it is similar to Mullen's. It finally broke up to the green side and it started squeezing up 200%. While they say bankruptcy is on the table for Bed Bath & Beyond, keep in mind that Muln Automotive is an EV startup and they've acquired some assets in 2022. as well as partnerships and key strategic hires from seasoned executives. There's a reason that the CEO in Muln Automotive has been quiet over the past couple weeks with no press release, no updates on anything right before the shareholder meeting at that. And it is quite possible that the press releases were saved until after the shareholder meeting. We're still awaiting the iGo press release that the iGo samples arrived to Newgate Motors. That is still in play for January 2023. Friday's reaction from investors and as well as the naked shorting that took place on Friday to drop the price drastically. I think the price will rebound next week after investors fully digest the information in the 10K and look at Muln Automotive overall, what they've accomplished last year and especially what they've accomplished after the fiscal year ending September 30, 2022. With that being said, be on the look for another 4 a.m. attack on Tuesday, early pre-market, because that's what these short sellers do. They attack on low volume and during hours where no one's really up trading. So hope y'all find this information valuable. Thank y'all for watching. Don't feed the fear going into next week. Stay charged up, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. I'm gone.
Go. Blessed in abundance.